Next, we have one of our very own, Emma Mabye, what started in 2009 as a mere stress reliever helped Emma become a poetry firebrand. She has taken her work to schools, corporates, churches, theaters, national radio, national television, the list goes on and on and on. Her first published poetry collection, Clocking In, was launched in the 21st Poetry Africa Festival. It was later staged at the South African State Theatre in 2017 and scooped an award in the poetry category at the first African Authors Awards. And she has performed at events such as the 2018 Vavasati International Women's Festival, as well as the Word and Sound International Festival in 2017. Please help me in welcoming Miss Emma Mabye.
The skin is like the name you never chose but you own. It is home, the home you inhabit, born into, grow in, rest in. I have stretched with every season of your life, sprung and blossomed in spring's youth, danced with the heat in summer, and will riddle the wrinkles of your winter. I am the wall that holds everything within, from your inner organs to secrets left by forbidden kisses. Battles have tattooed the skin with scars, reminders of death's molds you have escaped countless times. Not even bleach can unteach the rich legacy engraved in the skin. God himself is clothed in it, so customize your flawlessness. To me, in me, you are everything. You are the black that birthed all things, the white that breathes light, the yellow that houses the sun's shine, and if in between, the gray that will find itself by living in its skin. And every now and again, like an infant unclenching fist for the first time, unclench your clutter. As a baby contained in its mother's arms, armed with strength to part seas, with peace to walk through fire. In an air of melancholy, the ground has observed you tiptoeing with trepidation and tangoing with doubt for far too long. It has asked for your return to be grounded, learn and relearn, unlearn and learn, to circle the boxes, color out of the edges, learn to carve yourself into history. You have proven 9 lives is no measure of the 365 days of you seeking, slipping in, slipping off, tearing up tears and building solace. And with every peel, be weightless. Reveal a new layer of you. At last, something new under the sun. Darling, exhaling is evidence that you can let go. Toss, turn, twist, tell the spirit, still your soul, crawl, cocoon, metamorphose with every peel. Exhaling is evidence that you can let go. Go, heal with every peel, then rest, girl child, rest. You are best rest in your own skin, glow in it. Girl, love is in the skin. Dumelang. Dumelang. Lege. Awarona. That is the product of work I was commissioned to do for the skincare brand Clear. And it has been like my hardest corporate challenge to date, like merging words and these visuals. Yeah. Ooh, we are here. We are here. Now, I find it not a coincidence that in the year in which we are celebrating what would have been 100 years of life for Nelson Mandela, Mam Winnie Mandela died in the same year. The very same woman to whom we owe our remembrance of this man. Why he's being remembered is because of her. So, a quote by the late Mam Winnie Mandela. I was horrified when I realized I had lost my identity. I was Mandela's wife. AKAs. I'm known as Marogabo, mother to my firstborn's name, known as Mrs. Mabye, wife of the family I married into, known as Mandela's wife. I'm commonly known by these names other than my own. Commonly Houdini. It's expected. It's cultural. Woman in the mirror. They will tell you that your history is non-existent, your birth story not recorded. But remind them that it's all contained in our names. Names such as Winnie, a semblance and an addition of kings and queens that reigned and are now easily erased from the land's memory. One cannot subdue that which they do not fear. So they will convince themselves to hold you like eggs break easily at their whim, forgetting that we nurse empires bear kingdoms on our backs, that floods are the weeping of skies when we break. Remind them of how we receive heaven and birth it, bring beings into existence before they are even named, how our wombs are baptism into unconditional love that began over 9 months and spans for eternity. Remind them of how our smiles dissolve nightmares, how our voices are an orchestra that fills nature's cracks, string melodies in our touch, a composition of songs sung only in the 7th heaven. Honey, you, yes you, beauty is known because you exist. You were likened to the morning star, for you raise sons are the dew of daughters. No amount of darkness can clothe you. To many, you are referred to as strong black woman exuding black excellence. But tell them, we don't need a prefix or suffix to evidence what we were born into. Have you all noticed the prevalence of the unwritten code of conduct in our schools? More especially the polished schools. Unwritten clause 13.1. Afros are a fashion trend and they need to come to an end. You look like a soul sister. Unwritten clause 13.2. Please relax your hair. It is very untidy. Members of our community have been complaining about it. Unwritten clause 13.3. Don't give me that look. It's not racism. No. It's fundamental school principles that apply to everyone. When the latter assimilates a clanging hashtag All Lives Matter, they forgot to mention that the principles are not specifically tailored for those of a not-so-fairer complexion. We were not dining at the same table when the fundamentals were originally designed, but with us in mind, we were forcefully fed them. For 50 marks, explain to me the intelligence of a God-given coarse crown being a barometer of mental capability. How white logic says, it's not in your head, it's in your hair. When Ducon rows are restricted to 6 rows, braids are a problem, afro outlandish, confrontational, aggressive, dreadlocks a cult hairstyle, relaxed hair, not so much, as long as it's neatly tied up like the prototype of beauty. Yes, Becky with the straight hair. Kirilituku is symbolism of unprofessionalism. Whilst white-collar crime is waived by fine, unarmed, I was waived by canine units to the headmistress's office. My crime, my hair, too ethnic. The consequence? Shave it off or face expulsion. I've been facing the expulsion of my mother tongue from the curriculum and school grounds. Justified grounds for the distortion of the heaviness of my name to weigh loosely on their tongue. Heck, they've been policing my blackness, expelling the soul out of it. Their institutions are a reminder, their system our nightmare, their privilege a birthright we need to scrape for, their ignorance our scars. I've bridled my tongue to restrain myself from being myself, not seem unruly for venting, bending, uprooting rules. These old worn wounds are regularly erupting now. This bleeding tongue can no longer be plastered. We have been plastering well-crafted crap for 2 decades now. Even the nation's rainbow was begging us to no longer sweep this bull under it. The stench is clogging it of its true identity and liberation, burning like car tires, like school buildings, like black hair, coiling and curling around our crowns. We have nothing to lose but our chains. How about we write this in that code of conduct? Let me stop being an angry black. So, I have a book, y'all. I have a book. So this is, we tried to publish. So as already mentioned by our host, this is my debut poetry collection, Clocking In, and it was launched, at Poetry Africa last year. And in it, it's my favorite poem, My Deep Slewed Baby. Now, I grew up in a township called Mbisa. There are other townships apart from a certain famous one in Gauteng, guys, ne? That produces awesome things, okay? And, but when I went to Deep Slewed, which is a township outside the flush suburbs of Wofoways, 3 hours spent there got me to write this poem. It's 10 a.m. Behold, the breasted leaning tower of Pisa, staggeringly affixed, faculties voluntarily bottled in hand. Her eyes. It's difficult to decipher her eyes. They seem to have lost their shimmer and shine except when reflecting the glistening bottle's content. Yet through her babel talk, she's coherent enough to be heard saying, "Go see my boy." 30 meters ahead of a fountain of happiness was any woman's bundle of joy. But dead bodies on the side of the road are a much more acceptable sight than death cuddling a 3-month-old in a shack. In all my blackness, I was not immune to this shack shock, akin to a culture shock. This home cages humans, bacteria, creepy crawlies of all kinds. Little wonder death no longer creeps in. A welcome visitor he is. There is no mirror in sight, but who would want a reflection of starvation from normality, of reality having ravenously skinned one to hopelessness, one to mirror my deep-slewed baby. Fresh from the womb, his naked body was better off in a tomb, with little legs kicking in the air. I wondered if he was shadowing the kicking of his mother's addiction, if he will possess more teeth than her to clench unto life. She has committed herself to life and to death, yet favors neither. Rocking her baby to sleep, she's bound to sacrifice him to the latter, sooner than later with an epitaph that reads, "Death by circumstances birthed into." But one cannot ignore how she looks at him with this disarming smile that riddles this grotesque reality away. Yet I dare question whether it's the baby or the bottle beckoning, teasing. He follows the warmth of her smile like moths captivated by candlelight. With every night a likely lost supper, she only asked for money to buy baby formula, deep down desiring a formula for her own life's leakage. This image is better off obliterated, but it's been too damn hard to bear the heart of a politician, to make my soul malleable to detach its humaneness. There is simply no Superman strength for a 3-month-old to hold the weight and baggaged burdens of a miscalculated tower. However, the gods of Pisano have bestowed upon my deep-slit baby the architectural dexterity to straighten the breast-leaning tower of Pisa back to sobriety. When a woman in South Africa says that she's afraid of men, she's not exaggerating. When she's petrified by men, she's not exaggerating in South Africa or anywhere else in the world. Because a woman has become a tomb man. He sees her body as a tomb that has been whitewashed, looks beautiful on the outside, but inside is full of dead man's bones and everything impure. That justifies for her killing, for an open veldt with a corpse to consume, if not burnt already. Another wildfire headline, a hashtag with a week-long longevity, another national shutdown that doesn't shut the body count, a female blackout that sheds no new male light, a man that lives unscathed to eye another tomb. Mpitsheng lefetwa, if you please. Marriage has crowned my portion. In it, it is said, I shall not want. It makes me to lie down in greener pastured womanhood. It leads me beside still accepted stereotypes. It preserves my dignity. It guides me in the paths of righteousness for society's sake. Yes, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of celibacy and singlehood, I will fear being labeled lefetwa, evil for going against God's design, a lesbian. For no man is with me, no penis, no pillow talks comfort me. Marriage prepares a table of ultimate achievement before me in the presence of my enemies. It anoints my head with oil. My existence runs over. Surely, goodness and wholeness shall follow me all my days, only in this institution, and I shall dwell in a man's house forever. Amen. And then at times we just find ourselves motherless. Dearest mother, how I have failed you unlike Ausmaki's daughter. I did not have 1,001 boyfriends, sleep around, drink, nor smoke, no tattoos. I tried to make sure that my dress code and conduct in public does not bring into question the manner in which you have raised me. In the eyes of many mothers, I'm the daughter that could do no wrong, the kind of woman they wish their sons would wed, and the very own daughters would grow up to become. But not in your eyes, dearest mother. Amnesia is no time traveler, mother. It has denied me access to sensory knowledge of skin-to-skin contact as a teenager and now a young woman. At times I wish I could be frozen in time, to that time when I was a newborn baby and my arrival filled you with unalloyed joy and my presence with pride. Now my arrival in your house is a reminder of the headache you strained to stay away from during the day, and my presence, your pain. My mother's tongue is a tempestuous tsunami, whereas I've yearned for speech flooding with warmth. When was the last time I said good morning or good night with sincerity? For our early morning and late night conversations begin and end in war. I ought to be grateful that I did not go to school or sleep on an empty stomach, but I see no difference when my breakfast is this cereal bitterness towards you, and my supper, a constant dining with questions, questioning whether I've done enough in the day to please you. In fact, if I'm good enough. I've tried to scrub the floors a bit harder, mother. Wash, iron, and cook to perfection, the standard being you. Everything I've ever done, I've overdone. To make you proud, to make you smile, and just to hear well done. Nothing more, mother, just that. But no amount of top academic achievement, strengthening of weaknesses, sweat, blackened knees, reddened eyes, and hardened hands could sensitize your callous heart. My whole life's worth has lain on those very factors, my character weighted by chores. Even such calibrates cows for my hand in marriage. Am I enough for you, mother? I just wish you knew me now, mother. I wish you knew what my life's aspirations are, how the puzzle to my purpose is piecing together, how many little girls and boys I want to call you Gogo, what my favorite food and nail polish colors are. I wish I was alive again in your house, my home. I tiptoe around you, trying not to stir up a storm. You see me, but you do not acknowledge my being, not even a wave. It hurts. It hurts to return to a house where I'm looked at with other women's daughters in your eyes. Our mother-daughter conversations are summed up in, Smang Mang is already getting another kid. When are you getting your first? And when are you getting married? Ka gore dithaka tša gago e ba basadi and leaving you behind. But mother, you don't bother to ask about the current state of my finances or why emotions are spewing pins and needles, nor do you recognize that this time bomb has ticked. I would be 1,000 pieces trying to raise a whole kid and be shreds of a wife to a complete man. You can only give what you have. So maybe I'm asking much, much too much of you. Maybe this is all you know, for you were raised this way, and the apple did not fall far from the tree, but you cannot scare your seeds into germination. Subsequently, I've solemnly sworn to water my kids with more than technical parenting, to know their state of wholeness, not balance their hearts on damaged spider webs, to know what tickles their tears, and to mother them the best way I longed, yet never got. But for now, I'll remind myself to keep to the script. Good morning, mother. What are the chores for tomorrow? And when I go to bed, remember to ask mother, what are the chores for tomorrow?